Yo guys, welcome back to another video. This is the fourth video in this series of looking at all of the OP-07 cards by color. We're about to move on to purple. First was red, then we had green, then we had blue, now we got purple. But before we jump into it, I want to give a quick shout out to One Piece Top Decks, where they have all of the English translations of all the cards, and obviously they have a bunch of the deck lists of toppings and winnings. It's a really great resource, and I just want to give them a quick shout out. Go check out the website if you want to see these cards or all the deck lists. And just an additional quick shout out to Azrif for giving me the inspiration to do this series where you break down the set by color. Yeah, just want to give a quick shout out to him. If you guys haven't subscribed to his channel, go check it out because there's always good stuff over there. But let's jump into it and let's get started. Alright, we got an awesome leader to come out here in this set. I was not expecting this. I know everyone had kind of been wanting a Foxy leader. I wasn't expecting him so soon. Totally makes sense for him to be purple, and it totally, like, his effect and everything makes sense. My second favorite alt art leader for this set. But it's just really good. Very cool positioning over here. Does not look like anything in particular, just very cool, very nice wooden panel thing here. Yeah, it's very cool. I do love like the little sound effect things here in the background. But let's move on to the actual effect. So it's a mono purple, 5000 special, Foxy Pirates, 5 life. When attacking, Dawn -3. If you have 3 or more Foxy Pirates characters in play, choose up to one of each of your opponent's rested leaders or characters, sorry, not or, and is very important there. Choose up to one of each of your opponent's rested leaders and characters, so you can choose one of each, and then the cards you chose do not become active during their owner's next refresh phase. So this is really good. Initially I wasn't sure. I thought this was like opponent's rested leader or character. I wasn't sure if it's both, but yes, you can choose the leader and a character. So really good. The Dawn -3 is a bit rough, and it's when attacking. So those are a few like conditions that, you know, we've seen, like Arlong from OP-06 making your opponent's leader not able to attack. Obviously Dofi, 10 cost Dofi. There's like the new 5-drop Bonnie. There's gonna be some stuff where leaders like Moria and Foxy and Yamato, where you really need to attack, like Yellow Green Yamato, you really need to attack in order to get the power of the leader's effect, and like the strength of the leader comes from attacking. It does leave yourself vulnerable to certain situations like that, especially when you have Bonnie coming out next set, which is like kind of geared around doing that, which is ironic because Foxy himself is kind of like another rest stun leader, right? Where Bonnie is resting, Foxy is more stunning, right? A very stunning man, if I do say so myself. But I think it's going to be really strong, and you do have a lot of opportunities to ramp and flood the board with other Foxy Pirates, so it's going to be interesting. Foxy's kind of like the toss-up. He's the wild card of OP-07, where I can't really place my finger on where he's going to be, right? Let's jump into it though. We got Ito Mimizu, 3 cost 0 power, counter 1000, activate main once per turn. If your leader has the Foxy Pirates type and you do not have any other Ito Mimizus in play, add up to 1 Dawn from your Dawn deck and rest it. So ramp a rested Dawn. Pretty self-explanatory. Then we got these 2 cards, which I love. It's really cool. It's a Sanji, 1 cost 1000 counter, 0 power. On play, Dawn -1. If your leader has the Vinsmoke family type, draw 1 card. And it's so cool because these like illustrations are connected here. And you got a little baby kid Reiju, 1 cost 2000 power, counter 1000. On play, if your Dawn is less than or equal to your opponent, return one of your Vinsmoke family cards with a cost of 1 or less to your hand. So it's like a cool little loop. If you don't mind losing a bunch of Dawn, you can draw a bunch of cards. But honestly, you can use this combo if you have like, I guess you would need multiples of Reiju. There's going to be a situation where you actually probably wouldn't mind playing Sanji twice. I'm not going to lie. If you have 1 Reiju in hand, 1 Sanji, 1 Reiju, you can play Sanji, then Reiju, get Sanji back, play with Sanji again, go down 2 Dawn, and then you can, maybe you need that for other card effects like the other Vinsmoke family members, and also this Sanji right here. But let's get on to this next one, Capote. 3 cost 4,000 power, counter 1,000. On play, Dawn -1 if your leader is Foxy type, Foxy Pirates type. Up to one of your opponent's characters with the cost of 6 or less cannot attack until the end of your opponent's turn. So I think this one's going to be alright. I think this is okay. Unfortunately, the 3 cost 4,000 power just kind of, I don't know, man. I really don't know. And like, the reason that Zoro can make like these non-5k bodies like good is because of his leader effect, right? And it's so easy to boost, and there's cards like Makino and there's cards like Magra and stuff out there to boost power. But in other colors, these cards tend to not do as well just because they need the additional Dawn in order to swing into leader, and unless it's a searcher like Brand New or Tashigi, most of the time it's not as worth it. I know there are combos that are happening here. His effect is okay, but his stats don't do him as many services. Then we got this sick Sanji altar. This card is so sick. I knew this was coming because there was no Sanji, like Vinsmoke Sanji cards that came out in OP-06, and I was like, there's going to be a really good Sanji Vinsmoke card that comes out in OP-07, and wouldn't you know it, it happened. So this is a 6 cost, 6,000 power, 2k counter. And you might be thinking, that's kind of broken. But here's the stipulation, right? While you have two or more fewer Dawn cards than your opponent, this card costs 3 less in your hand, and it's a blocker. So if you have two or less Dawn than your opponent, then this becomes a 3 cost. Which is really good. And like I was saying, there may be certain situations where you don't mind going down 2 Dawn and drawing 2 cards, right, by playing Sanji twice, if it does mean that you can play this for 3. So that would be 1, 2, 3. So for 3 Dawn, this is where it gets kind of like, this is a hard thing about Reiju and like seeing if things are worth it. Because for 3 Dawn, you could do like Sanji, Reiju, Sanji, and then you lose 2 Dawn, so that's 5 technically, but it's 2 of the 3 that you've already used potentially, and then you could play this for 3. I'm not saying this is like the ideal situation. I'm just saying, like, I'm trying to think of the combos that you can do, right? So next we got Gina. 1 cost, 2,000 counter. This is just your this is a 2k counter for Foxy Pirates. On play, if your leader is Foxy type, Foxy Pirates type, and the number of Dawn is equal to or less than your opponent's, add up to 1 Dawn from your Dawn deck as active. So it's a 2k counter that ramps an active Dawn. Very healthy, pretty decent card actually. We got Chopper. This is so good. So good from the debut back fight. The 2 cost, 0 power, 1,000 counter. Blocker. On play, if your Dawn is less than or equal to your opponent, add 1 Dawn from your Dawn deck as rested. So you're seeing that like 90% of these Foxy Pirate cards like ramp you cards, which is good. Then we got Tonji. It's not good. It's just a vanilla. Cool to see, cool to have, but not good. Looks like he came out of like Dragon Ball Fusion World for some reason. This looks like a Dragon Ball. Not only the card, but like just the character himself, right? Then we got Hamburg. 5 cost, 6,000 power, counter 1,000, Dawn ×1 when attacking. If your Dawn is equal to or less than your opponent, add up to 1 Dawn from your Dawn deck rested. So just, you know, you're seeing the theme here, right? Then we got Pickles. I actually think Pickles is going to be pretty strong. I know it doesn't have the stat like I was talking about. It needs that 5k stat, but it's a 1k counter, and it's if you have less than or equal Dawn than your opponent, your characters with the Foxy Pirates type, other than Pickles, cannot be KO'd by your opponent's effects. And this is not on your turn. This is just, it's like Fukuro, where it's your turn and your opponent's turn. So I think it has one shot of kind of being decent in a Foxy build, but we'll have to see. Maybe if it was a blocker also, without a counter, that would maybe be good. This card's really good though. Big Pan. Big Pun. 6 cost, 7,000 power, 1k counter. On play, if you have equal to or less than Dawn than your opponent, play up to 1 Foxy Pirates card with a cost of 4 or less from your hand. So pretty decent. You're going to be able to do some things, chaining things with him and Portia and playing other cards, as we'll see here shortly. But we got Foxy, this alternate art, super sick. This is really good. This is really good. This is awesome. And then we got the same card here. 7 cost, 7,000. Opponent's turn, if your leader has the Foxy Pirates type, all of your opponent's characters have minus 1,000 power. So pretty decent. Not bad, actually. And then activate main once per turn, ramp a rested Dawn. So nice, not too bad, not too bad. We'll just have to see. Like I said, Foxy's a wild card to me. It's really hard for me to actually accurately place where I think this card, or where this leader, this deck is gonna fit into the meta. But it does have some like pretty sneaky, like powerful plays here. Next we got Portia, really cool alternate art there too, kind of like mirroring the Foxy alt art there. Always love to see it. And this is a 3-cost 5k on play Dawn -1. It's just search top 5 for a Foxy Pirate, place the remaining on the bottom of your deck. Then you may play up to one 4,000 power or lower purple character from your hand. This does not need to be a Foxy Pirate. It can be any 4,000 power or less purple character. So like Bon Clay is viable, Blocker Law is viable. Or no, sorry, he's a 4-cost. I'm sorry. But Bon Clay is viable. There's a lot of other viable cards, right? And obviously like some of these Foxy Pirates. I was just trying to think of something outside of that. Then we got my guy Afro Luffy's back, or not back, but Afro Luffy is here. 6-cost 7,000. Activate main once per turn. Dawn -3. If your opponent has 3 or more characters in play, set this character as active. The stipulation of if your opponent has 3 or more characters in play is just like, it's really unfortunate. I don't think this card's very good. I don't think it's very good at all. Especially, like I said, like we're coming out of a meta where characters do not stay on the board. So unless everything just changes completely and like Bonnie becomes best deck in format, Red Green Law is back, right? I think they're kind of like preparing. So for like when that does happen, when the meta kind of shifts back to like a very wide, heavy, like character driven, like just punching each other in the face kind of meta, if that does come back, a card like this will be decent. But again, the Dawn -3 is just kind of wild. Then we got Monda, a little shark. 2-cost 3k, counter 1,000, activate main. You may trash this character if your leader is Foxy Pirates type. Add up to one Dawn deck has rested. So just, yeah, I don't know. I don't think this will see a lot of play. And then we got Noro Beam. Pretty good actually. Counter Dawn -1. It's a 1-cost counter. Dawn -1. Give up to one of your opponent's leaders and characters -2,000 power for the turn. Let me just double check to see if it's multiple. Yeah, so you can give your opponent's leader and character. So one of each, right? So similar to like the Foxy effect. So this is all right. I don't know. The -2,000's not that good. I don't know. We'll have to see. It's kind of like a Happiness Punch, where like it has its really awesome, powerful niche use cases, but at the end of the day, it's like a Blast Breath would just be more like better for the situation, you know. This one's really good though. Noro Beam Sword. 2-cost counter Dawn -1. Give up to one of your leader or characters +2k for the battle. Then rest up to one of your opponent's characters. Say what? Like say what? You would use this. You would use this just to rest a character, even if your character is gonna die from getting the +2k. It's essentially 2 Dawn and then Dawn -1. Rest up to one of your opponent's characters, and then just on top of that, you get a leader character gets +2k, and then trigger ramp and active Dawn. This will be 4 of in every Foxy deck, and this will be teched into certain purple decks. So this is cool. This is cool. And then we're going to claim the One Piece. Such a sick moment. This is a 1-cost main. If your leader has the Animal Kingdom Pirates or Big Mom Pirates type, look at the top 5 cards from your deck. Reveal up to one Animal Kingdom or Big Mom types card other than this card, I'm assuming, and add it to your hand. Then place the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order. Trigger, activate this card's main effect. And it's 4 Emperors and Land of Wano. This is just like foreshadowing. I think we're gonna get like a purple-yellow Big Mom Pirate, and it's probably gonna not be Big Mom and Kaido, so it's like purple-yellow Pudding, or like purple-yellow like ulti would be cool. I don't know. We'll see. This is like, this doesn't really work in a lot of decks right now, so it's like, oh, I mean, obviously like Blurple Kaido can use it, but the Big Mom Pirates thing is here. It's like, okay, so there's gonna be a purple dual color, like 2 more like Animal Kingdom and Big Mom Pirates leaders coming, obviously. Like that's what this is saying, which is really cool. I love when they sneak in. If it's only 1 or 2 cards, I'm totally cool with them, because it does take up a slot in the set, but it's really cool to get that, like, oh shit, this is coming. All right, and then the last card here, we got Megadon Ninetales Rush. I'm not 1000%. I think that actually, yeah, I think that's the accurate translation here. So it's 3 costs. Main, if you have equal to or less Dawn, then your opponent set up to one of your Foxy Pirates. Oh no, sorry, one of your Foxy as active. So the character or the leader. And then trigger, add 1 Dawn as active from your Dawn deck. This is all right. This is okay. We'll see. A lot of 3s going on. A lot of Dawn -3s or 3 cost events and stuff. It's all gonna come down to like seeing what's worth it, you know. But this could be okay. I think the Nora Beam Sword is gonna be like the one staple that comes out of these events. So yeah, we'll have to see. But yeah, that is it for all of the purple cards. All right, yeah, so that's it for all the purple cards. Foxy's really interesting. Like I said, I don't know where to place him. A few other interesting cards. This Sanji is really good. Yeah, we'll just have to, this is like just really like we'll have to wait and see. Excited for whatever the leaders are going to be for the we're going to claim the One Piece card. And Black's coming up next, so make sure you check out that video as well. But for now, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.